morning. Okay, this is a song you haven't possibly heard, but it is very simple, and this looks like a group that will be able to sing along instantly. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Let's say that again. Something wonderful, oh, oh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful, oh, oh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful, yeah, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my body, feel it in my soul, feel it in my soul, in my heart, I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go. Oh, oh, something wonderful. Aye, aye, aye. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Yeah, yeah. Something wonderful. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. And something wonderful. Thank you very much. Little girl looked in her mother's eyes and asked a question that could only come from a child. Mommy, are there angels, and do they really fly? Will I know one when I see one? This was her reply. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. They live inside your hopes and prayers and dance around your dreams. They echo from the silence of quiet acts of kindness. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. There are little miracles that happen every day, never make the headlines, make a difference anyway. Do you remember how your grandma dried your tears when you thought the world looked hopeless? Then she magically aside your hopes and prayers. Dance around your dreams. They echo from the silence. Quiet acts of kindness. Oh, angels don't always win. There are moments in our life when we may not realize that we're in the presence of God's messenger of love. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. They live inside your hopes and prayers. Dance around your dreams. They echo from the silence of quiet acts of kindness. Oh, angels don't always wear wings. Oh, 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 angels don't always wear wings. Oh, oh, angels don't always wear wings. Angels don't always wear wings. Oh, something wonderful. Oh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Let's say it again. Something wonderful. Oh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body. Oh, I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. It won't let go. One more time, something wonderful. Oh, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Oh, something wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's great to be with you this morning, and it's especially an honor to be here on the weekend of the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King. And if there's anyone who knew how to use his gifts for good, it was definitely Dr. Martin Luther King. And that's what I'll be talking about today. Is title of my is Pass It On, Using Your Gifts for Good. And this first song I'm going to play here, I want to dedicate to my parents, because they taught me how to live life in 3D without the glasses. So if that's something you'd like to do, the 3Ds are to discover your gifts, to develop your gifts, and then distribute them to the world, passing them on, using them for good. So we'll start with the end in mind. When I think of everyone who's tried to help me, well, it makes me wish that I could find a way to pay them back for all the little acts of kindness that helped me find my way when I was falling from the track. But a grateful man's intentions make him worth his weight in gold. If he can pass it to the next man, he finds lost out in the cold. Pass it on, brother, pass it on. If you can't pay it back, pass it on. I can't say I'll ever be a rich man, but the things that I can call my own, sometimes I can carry on my back. But all the helping hands that reached out and found me have left me with a love that lasts through anything I lack. And I'm thinking if I ever make it up that hill someday, you know I won't forget to leave a little bit of love along the way. Pass it on, sister, pass it on. If you can't pay it back, pass it on. Oh, pass it on, brother, pass it on. If you can't pay it back, if you can't pay it back to the person that gave you what you had in the beginning, there's only one way to keep the circle from being unbroken. You got to pass it on. You got to pass it on. If you can't pay it back, then by all means, you've got to pass it on. Thank you. Thank you very much. As she said, we're having the Positive Music Festival in Orlando this week, and I've had the pleasure of meeting and getting to know your beloved Deborah and Vashti there, and they have much to bring back for you next week, and they're definitely good ambassadors. And so we're talking about the 3 Ds, and the first of the Ds is discovering your gifts. And as the song stated, I was fortunate to have parents who allowed me to kind of follow my passion, and they were happy that I went to college to have something to fall back on. But I kind of fell forward onto music because I actually got my degree in Spanish and linguistics, but the music was tugging at my soul, and so fortunately I decided to choose that direction. And in fact, I'm going to do a song that's about what it's like to be a musician or any other profession or career that is a little bit unusual. And this is kind of the note that you would write to your parents. Mom, Dad, I'm going to be a musician. And or in this day and age, it might be a parent sending a note to their kids. Son, daughter, I'm going to be RVing around the country. I'll see you later. I know you're concerned about the path that my life is taking. The lessons I've learned are worth more than the money I'm not making. Gonna take my life to do it right. Everything shine the light. Don't worry about me, I'm doing all right. It may look like I'm struggling, but I'm loving this life, and I won't die if I don't make history. I'm right where I wanna be, so don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Instead of how it appears, I haven't taken a vow of poverty. cheaper than getting therapy. I'm not waiting to some moment arrive. It's not the destination, it's the ride. Don't worry about me, I'm doing alright. Look like I'm struggling, I'm loving this life, and I won't die if I don't make history. Right where I wanna be, so don't worry. Don't worry about my existence is not measured by the things that I possess, but by the person I become. Follow my heart, wherever my passion leads me. Swim with some sharks, I'm gonna let them lead me. And no matter how far I get, I won't be drowning in an ocean of regret. Don't worry about me, I'm doing alright. Like I'm struggling, I'm loving this life, and I won't die if I don't make history. Where I wanna be, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm right here in Unity. Yeah. Don't worry about me. Thank you. Along the way, sometimes you have to retune and rediscover, because discovery isn't always something that happens when you're 12 or 15 or 18. It can happen at other junctures along the way, discovering and rediscovering. And so since this is Martin Luther King birthday weekend, I thought that I would honor that by the fact that that's definitely one of my inspirations, and there's been many others, and it's reflected in this song. Oh, I am standing on the shoulders of those who've gone before me. I am following the footsteps of those who led the way. Say it again. I am standing on the shoulders of those who've gone before me. Yeah. I am following the footsteps of those who led the way. Like Jesus and Gandhi and Martin Luther King and Mother Teresa. They all had a dream, living and learning from the love they left behind. The candle is still burning now, and we can help it shine. Yeah, I am standing on the shoulders of those who've gone before me. Standing on the shoulders. I am following the footsteps of those who led the way. Every time I stumble, every time I fall, I think of all their sacrifice, and my problems seem so small. So the debt has been well paid by the dues they all have paid. I hear their voices calling me to reach a higher place. Yeah, I am standing on the shoulders of those who've gone before me. Standing on the shoulders. I am following Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So, along the way of developing your gifts, I know many of it, it's not always a straight line. As we know, there are curves and bends in the road, but it's that bending back towards the right path or trying one path and getting on another path that's part of course, the after you discovered those gifts and developing them along the way. For me personally, I can tell my story because that's the journey I know the best, and hopefully it relates to yours, which is that I started writing songs for other people, and after a while I felt like I was sitting in a room writing songs for others, and I was kind of losing my own kind of wandering minstrel soul. And I met a guy that was walking around the world from India, and he was on this journey around the world, and I heard him speak, and it inspired me and kind of rekindled that troubadour in me. And so I wrote for the first time a song for myself, and went on an international peace walk to India. So it's about a 24-hour flight, and I arrived in India and with probably no sleep in a couple days, and I walked into this hall, and there was about 500 people, about 40 of which were from 20 different countries, and they were all in the middle of lighting this candle, signifying that we are all one. So as I walked in the door, kind of barely awake, the gentleman that I had met that led this walk, his name was Prem Kumar, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, from America, Harold Payne." And I'm standing at the back of the room going, you're talking about me? Like I was supposed to come up and do something, and on top of it, I didn't have my guitar with me. So I'm walking up there kind of dazed and confused and saying, "Please, God, what can I possibly do?" And I remembered the one song in Hindi that Prem taught me, which is called Jyoti Si Jyoti, which in Hindi means candle to candle. And they had just had this candle lighting ceremony, so it was as if from my 10,000 song Hindi repertoire that I picked the perfect song for this moment. And not only that, it was a really popular song for quite a long time. It was one of the biggest movies. So I got 30 seconds into the song, and the entire audience was on their feet throwing garlands of flowers in my direction. So you can remain seated when I play this song. So I'll play a little bit of that song for you, and then the song that I wrote about the walk in India. We walked, having mentioned Gandhi, we started at Gandhi Ashram in Ahmedabad, India, and walked from Ahmedabad to Delhi. Not to the corner Delhi, but to Delhi, India. So this is a song that called Jyoti Si Jyoti, and then I'm going to go into the song that I wrote about the walk in India. All you fluent Hindi speakers, you're going to sing along. Jyoti Si Jyoti jagate chalo, Jyoti Si Jyoti jagate chalo, prem ki ganga bahate chalo, prem ki ganga bahate chalo. It's roughly translated in English. Candle to candle, the light travels on. Candle to candle, the light travels on. Love like a river flows ever strong. Village in India, I walk in the footsteps those who've gone before. In this road I travel on will lift me up and make me strong. So when people ask me what this journey's for, if I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart on the way, if that one step becomes a chain reaction, my journey has not been in vain. I know no country, no governments, just know the people have the joy to meet. Only thing I know of the people that I've met, every step along the way. And if I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart on the way, if that one step change action, my journey has not been in vain. You can help me. If I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart along the way, and if that one step becomes a chain reaction, my journey has not been in vain. Got to say it again. If I take one step in the right direction, if I touch one heart, if I touch one heart along the way, if that one step becomes a chain reaction, then my journey has not been in vain. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, in this journey from discovery to developing, there's sometimes it's that one foot in front of the other. When that, as the saying goes, a journey of 10,000 miles starts with one step, and we take that one step and then the next step, and it gets us to where we're going. And it gets us to the point of distributing our gifts or giving them out to the world, and I think that's what we're all here for, is to serve humanity and one another. And so along this way of putting your 3D glasses on and then not needing them anymore, the discovering your gifts, developing them and distributing to the world. For me, the path has been a musical one, of course, and along the way, what I discovered was that music is a common language, and on a coconut boat in French Polynesia, when there was no room on what was going to be a 3-day trip, as a last resort, I took out my guitar with my friend and we started playing music. It was like the waters parted and everyone started saying, "No, come over here," in broken French and Tahitian, and offering us gifts. And it was then that I knew that the following is true. Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand. Sometimes the love you feel inside can get lost between your heart and your mind, and the words aren't really saying the things you wanted them to. But then you hear in somebody's song what you were trying to say all along. Somehow, with the magic of music, the message comes through. Oh, because music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand. Sing that chorus one more time. Music speaks louder than words. It's the only thing. It's the only thing that the whole world listens to. Music speaks louder than words. When you sing, people understand. When you sing, when you sing, don't you know that people can understand? Thank you. I feel very blessed to have found something that I love to do, and so in this journey of discovery, if you're fortunate, you can find something you love to do, and if you're blessed as well, you can find something that you're good at. But if you can find something that you're good at and that you love to do, and then the real trifecta is if you can also make a living doing that. So I feel blessed to be doing that, and I wish that for all of you to have something that you truly love to do, that is your passion, and that that you're good at, or at least that you have fun doing, and that even that you can make a living at it, or for a lot of my friends who play music for the joy of it, which I still do, and I would do whether I was making my living from it or not. But I hope you can all continue to live life in 3D without those 3D glasses, and use your gifts, pass them on, and use them for good. Thank you very much.